And so we shall continue on with the class trial, ladies and gents. When we last left off, we talked about the possibility of Hiyoko being the murderer. Not murder, murderer! And, well, that is clearly not true. Apparently somebody set a trap for Hiyoko, making us think that she did it. But, nope. Apparently not. But, yeah, apparently Hiyoko and Mahiro got these letters. I do have to wonder, who sent these letters over here? Was it Nagito once again? Or is it the killer? Who could it be? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m.
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hiyoko's letter...
About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island, 2 p.m.
Whoa! The meeting times are off!
Whoa! The meeting times are off! I love the way he said that. Whoa! The meeting times are off.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it. But for both letters to say the same thing?
Hiyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think? Like I said, I never wrote the letter. How many times do I have to tell you?
It's safe to say a letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge? Well, both of the letters, I think.
I see.
Yeah, it was both the letters.
The killer must have forged both letters.
It could be possible that Mahiro, Mahiro is the one who wrote the letter to Hiyoko to meet her at 2 p.m. Or no, wait. Yeah, at 2... No, they're both forged.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
It does remind me of a particular somebody, eh, Nagito?
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Confirmed! It is quite elementary.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part, let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. The killer forged both of those letters.
In doing so, they were able to control Hiyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
Hmm? Kinda reminds me of Celestia Lunenberg here a little bit.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer. How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
I don't know. I don't really know any resurrection spells myself. I would have done that a long time ago. Heck, I would have done that for Chihiro, but there's no way I'm gonna be playing with death, for sure.
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times. But the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all.
Oh. Wah wah wah.
It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
Well, not to death, but... yeah, go ahead. You can do that.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
I mean, maybe not light punch, but maybe we should tie him up once again after the class trial. Can we please?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there? I fell asleep. Why'd you fall asleep?
Wait, did the killer do that?
It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
Ah, and that clearly is chloroform.
Medicine? That medicine. Could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore?
Or was it chloroform? Did I just say something very perverted over here? Or is it actually chloroform? Probably, yeah.
I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well clearly she wouldn't have known about this.
When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiro's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic.
I was scared. It was really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but... The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
Hence the gummy bear.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
Wait a second. Why did the killer specifically put the gummy bear inside the closet? Where the killer put Hiyoko's body as well? That's a little bit weird. You could have put it like near the body. Why in the closet in the first place? Oh, maybe to make it look like Hiyoko was hiding and Mahiru went inside the beach house and then Hiyoko came out of the closet and BAM! Hit her in the head with a battle bat. But, nah.
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the killer. That's horrible. I didn't do anything wrong. And I was framed by Mahiru's killer.
Alright. Here, a little bit of a hug. Come on now. There!
Hiyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
Maybe there are ways of faking tears, but there's no way you can fake blushing from tears. The blood circulation and all that.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about? The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
Well then please tell me. Do you have other evidences that shows that Hiyoko was the killer? Based on the evidence that we have found, it clearly it isn't her. So it is somebody else. Why are you so gung-ho on accusing Hiyoko instead of somebody else?
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together. The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope.
Oh boy, here we go again. Well, until we talk about the possibility of another person being the killer, until then I'm gonna go to sleep.
Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be. Seriously, which side are you on? I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray, and you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying.
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Yeah, it only confuses us.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
Alright, let's go back to business. I don't know what the fuck Nagito was talking about there. I don't know.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hiyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yep. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork. Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma, I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
This talk of friendship makes me sleepy.
Whoa, he's sleeping.
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
The bitter truth. That may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. And class trial suspended? Okay, yep, class trial suspended. That's nice. Let me just drink some more water over here
Well now.
before we continue with the class trial and all. I do have to wonder, ladies and gents, what do you think about this? Who do you think the killer is? Me personally, I don't know. I mean, yeah, clearly Hiyoko wasn't the killer. That's something that I always thought, but who the killer might be, that is a mystery. A mystery that we shall solve together to uncover the absolute truth. Well then, now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now. You're gonna spoil who the killer is? If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, I'll be shocked. They'll all feel despair. You can't! That sounds like a big no-no. But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The same as... Oh, it is innovative. As innovative as telling everybody who the winner is for a competition already without any... I don't know what the fuck I mean. It's not innovative, it's just dickish. The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? Well, obviously the mastermind. So, without further ado, the answer is... You can't! Everyone, please close your eyes and cover your ears. Okay, I'm gonna cover my eyes and my ears, even though I have none of them.
Correct. You say Nanu in German when you're surprised.
Nanu? No, you're not. At least you can say 9, as in no, when you're surprised. Like, no! Like, 9! A body! I don't know what you're talking about. Some way it feels wrong to me. What is German? Alright, well. Class trial resume!
I'm Monami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room. Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! Oh, I can't do anything! How annoying! But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hiyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hiyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
The gummy?
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
What does it taste like?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there? Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
Wait, it wasn't?
Just as I thought.
Aha! Just as I thought. Wait, just as you thought?
Just as you thought?
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hiyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Oh. Of course.
Which means The gummy was placed inside the closet after Hiyoko fled from the beach house?
Wait, hold on a second. So you're telling me that the gummy bear was put there after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house? That was like, what, 3 PM? That would mean that somebody else put the gummy over there and Oh.
The killer returned to the scene of the crime after I left?
Probably. Yeah.
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
Wait, hid somewhere within the beach house?
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide!
I do have to wonder about that. Though, where can he even hide? Like, the only place would be in the closet, but Hiyoko was there.
I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there.
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder. At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
But the question is, was the killer actually hiding in the beach house? Or did somebody came after Hiyoko ran away? I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking? If so, we prepared the perfect product for you. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer from several questions. Wait, what? It's called the Logic Dive. During the Logic Dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of the Synapse course. Ho ho ho! A new minigame? You can move sideways with the mouse and accelerate with the control key. Press the right mouse button to brake and then left mouse button to jump. There will be various obstacles you will encounter as you progress through the course, so make sure you're familiar with these controls so you can reach the goal. On your journey, you will take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into walls. Well, it is better to take damage than to take time. Also, upon reaching a certain point, there will be branching questions in the course. The answers split into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course. Please be careful. I highly recommend that you make good use of the brake. That's my meddlesome advice to you. If you press the S key during the Logic Dive, you can repeat the controls. Right, good luck and have fun! She's right. This might be a very important problem. If the killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house, when did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answer. Alright, I'm going to do it. Do what? What are you gonna do, Hajime? The Logic Dive. Oh! Logic Dive! Oh, wow! Oh, look at this! Oh, this is, interesting. Huh. This is awesome. Whee! Oops, I jumped over that. I jumped out of excitement, ladies and gents. Woo! When did the killer arrive at the beach house? After Hiyoko arrived? Before Hiyoko arrived? I guess I'm gonna have to choose. When did... Oh, I can also use this. Okay, well, when did the killer arrive at the beach house? After Hiyoko arrived? Before Hiyoko arrived? I would assume so. Because Hiyoko was put to sleep? Okay. This is interesting. Whoa, okay. Whew. Glad that I jumped there. Stupid gaps! Okay, well, this is interesting. This is really nice. Question 2. When did the killer leave the beach house? Clearly it was after Hiyoko left. If we are talking about Hiyoko, like the killer hiding I guess so. So apparently the killer was hiding somewhere. Oh god. Obstacles. Obstacles! It would seem that the killer hid somewhere while Hiyoko was there. Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious? The beach house or the beach? The beach house? Yes. The beach, where can he even hide in the beach? I don't know. Okay. When did the killer arrive at the beach house? Before Hiyoko arrived. So it would seem that the killer was waiting for Hiyoko to arrive, make her sleep, and then put her in the closet. When did the killer leave the beach house? After Hiyoko left, and the killer was inside the beach house the entire time hiding. So it would seem that, yeah, it would seem that the killer was hiding somewhere in the beach house. And,
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing.
oh yeah, we talked about that before. So,
Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
please do tell me in German.
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
I guess, yeah, you're right.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
Oh, what are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good.
Why make Akane bop you in the head when you could do this yourself? Here, you can have this pen if you want to bop Hajime in the head. It is pretty effective. I really don't want that to happen. I need to answer by any means. Yeah, you better answer that pretty fast. The place where the killer was hiding, the place where Hiyoko hasn't looked is... on top of the candelabra. Huh? That's where the killer was hiding? Why? For what reason? How? What's the clue? Who agrees with you? Who needs convincing? I love that the Chiaki just kept asking me all these questions one after another. Well, okay, it would seem that there are some things that I can choose from, like the radical just changes when there's something that I can select. But Hiyoko looked in the shower, so in the closet? But Hiyoko was in the closet, though.
The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up.
Surprise, surprise! Apparently, the killer was hiding, like, right near you.
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
Oh, I guess so, but still.
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
If the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in advance, I can only think of one place. That's right. The place where the killer was hiding inside the closet was... I don't know. Ah, inside the clothes! The killer was hiding inside the wetsuit? If they're so good at hiding, maybe they can appear in Bonanza Bros? Bonanza Bros? What? Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself. Well, could it be under? Under this? Where on the right shelf was the killer hiding? If you don't say it alright, I'm sure some people won't understand. Okay. Well, what else? Inside this. No. The surfboard cases! There you go! Wow.
What about the surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
That could be a possibility. I mean, the surfboard case is pretty big, too.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think?
Probably because the killer did it.
Two surfboards were stacked on the top shelf. And there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. Cause we haven't been on this island that long. So the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
Well, about that one, I don't know. It could have been messy all along.
The killer was close to me during that time?
Yeah, I mean, imagine what things the killer would have done during that time while you were asleep. Ugh. Such a pedo.
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
Okay, I was thinking of something completely different, but...
It's kind of like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left...
Yeah, it is definitely good to not say things that you wouldn't understand in the first place. Like, try to understand them first. Indubitably.
They finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan.
Well, in that case, what would the killer would have done if Hiyoko was trying to mess up the evidence? Would the killer have killed Hiyoko as well? What would be the plan there?
Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
Saying whatever you want, even if you didn't ask.
Jesus Christ, the way he says things right here, it just makes it feel evil.
All right, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya!
Yeah, also, can you tone it down with the ominous song over here, Nagito, please? Just, I beg ya, come on.
Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, a.k.a. It's not like that.
Huh?
Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
Yeah. You can definitely ask Yasuhiro about that sort of stuff.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. 3 or more people discovered a body. Okay. One of them is Kazuichi. That was exactly when the discovery announcement happened. The killer? Is the killer considered one of them to discover the body? No, I don't think so. No, that's like the killer is not... Wait, are you no, wait. Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body. There is a third person somewhere.
Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
No. Definitely not. I think that was the same case as in the first Killing game too.
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that.
Oh, come on, it's pretty elementary. I mean, it's not like Nagito is the genius over here.
I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction.
Yes it is.
It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
This time, you say? So what, are you saying that the next time we're gonna have a discussion like this, it could be possible that it's not gonna include the killer? That it is gonna include the killer? Just say that it doesn't include the killer like at all.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
I mean, it's not like you can say that the killer discovered the body, since the killer was the one that killed the victim and made the body. Like say the killer killed Mahiru and said, "Oh hey, I discovered the body." Nah, that is just stupid.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
You're the one who went on a tangent.
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear.
Hmm?
The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
You're saying that the killer would have had the blood on him or her. Hyoko clearly didn't have the blood, hence Hyoko wasn't the killer. But what about the murderer? Clearly the murderer would have had the blood. And the shower didn't have water.
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
Again, this all pinpoints to Akane since she had the blood, but... I do smell something fishy over here.
It's going to be alright.
When it comes to Akane.
You guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too. Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Okay, you're not the one to start debates here, Nagito. Now then, I shall explain to you the final feature in the non-stop debates. Final feature? Feature? Future? Future! From this point forward, you will now be able to use the truth flashback. If you hold down the left mouse button, the shape of the article will change. If you aim at the remark's weak spot and keep it in that position, you will be able to memorization! This memorized phrase can only be fired once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change to a different truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or mistake in your available truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. Well, given the fact that we have this tutorial right now and we're gonna have a debate after this, then yeah, clearly I'm gonna have to memorize something, eh? It's a no-brainer. I don't think that we should think about the truth bullets that I have in the first place. Memorization is gonna be the first thing that we're gonna have to do. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to trust your keen wits, won't you? By the way, you will not be able to agree with anyone while you're using the truth flashback. Also, look at Sonya over there. Indubitably! Please remember that it is only effective when refuting points. Well then, good luck and have fun! Alrighty then. Hope versus despair, what's it gonna be? Only one truth bullet. Well, gee, thank you, game.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
Yep.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet?
The wetsuits?
Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
But they still would have had the blood.
Other than the shower.
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
He cut it off and
Someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare.
I love the way this statement just flew away to the right.
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body? Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Okay, well, given the fact that Nagito talked about the 3 people who discovered the body thing from before, this is actually making it a lot more confusing. me just think here for a second.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
Yes.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
Maybe not impossible.
Have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet?
Maybe they wore one
No.
when they moved the body.
Oops.
If they use something other than the shower,
Maybe if I...
Do with the bloody wetsuit.
They cut it up and
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet.
Again with the shit!
it's the other way around. Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body.
No.
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
If I use that person's opinion, I might be able to break through the contradiction.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
Oh, okay. Well, that actually worked. Oh, no. It is... There could be a possibility.
Just needed to wash
It's not
off the
impossible.
blood. They didn't necessarily have to use the shower.
I guess that's what I was supposed to contradict there. That, no, it was possible. They could have used something else other than the shower. But, okay. I thought that we're gonna find out what the killer used to wash off the blood, but no. Apparently we were supposed to contradict the fact that it is possible to wash off the blood without using the shower. Okay. If I didn't do that, I probably would have been stuck there for an eternity there and got a game over if I didn't think of it that way. But still, what did the killer use to wash off the blood?
They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Something other than the shower that was used to wash off the blood. It's possible it was the sea? The sand. Obviously it was the sand.
I see.
The drinks inside the refrigerator.
Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it.
Wait, pickle.
In theory, then, that's impossible.
Uh-oh. I ain't gonna fight the ultimate swordswoman over here. This is...
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
I do have to wonder about that, Miss Peko. I do have to wonder about that. You're probably forgetting something over here. Either way, it's time for the fight! It's time for the fight! I think I know what I'm supposed to do.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try thinking one bottle wouldn't be enough to
What?
wash off the blood.
Oh, it's time to fight! You don't stand a chance against me! You're gonna fight
Can't
me!
assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
That is true.
Drinks with color. If you use those to wash blood, the blood won't come off and your body will leave an aromatic smell too.
An aromatic smell?
Especially if you used a lot.
Oops! Aw,
That
man.
alone would raise suspicion.
Could it be that first allegation was intended to lead to this outcome? But I should have evidence to use against her argument now.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
That is true!
Cut through those words.
But let me ask you something, Peko.
There were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
Let me ask you something, Peko. Was there something in the trash can that resembled water bottles? It is true that the water bottles were not inside the refrigerator. But somebody can testify for the fact that there were bottles before this.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
Is that so?
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
So that's why there are a lot of bottles inside the trash can. The killer used it to wash off the blood.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
There you go.
You should have said so sooner.
Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of a shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a second. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
Have I?
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Do I know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that spurted onto them, that killer, Mahiro's killer. Wait a second. This all happened... It was 3 p.m. That would mean the person that had... That would mean the killer would still have the water on it. No. You're not telling me that... Must be... that person. Whoa! Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. I'm sorry, Pickle. It was you.
You're the only one! Peko, is it you?
Remember, ladies and gents, when we were in the diner and all the girls went inside? We saw her in the bikini, but we also saw her all wet. That water wasn't from the ocean. It could have been from the water bottles.
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Hajime Kazuichi, why are you two here? Hey, are you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Oh my lord. Peko! Oh, this is gonna be interesting, ladies and gents. Is Peko actually the killer? She was the only one wet. She could have used the water bottles to wash off the blood. I do have to wonder. Well, I guess we're gonna find out in the next episode if Peko is truly the killer or not.